Kevin Kuzia, fierceandmighty.com. Relentlessly push yourself forward. Hail and well met, good friends. Another vlog for you this fine Thursday in spring. And this one is about something that I want to call the myth of arrival. And it really has a lot to do with, I guess, the idea that when we think we achieve things in life, that those things are then in a static state of existence. Perhaps I should elaborate, though. Now, I was reading the book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Very, very good book about taking a lot of the lessons of the ancient Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, and putting them into context of today. And how things that are often seen as challenges and obstacles can really be sometimes the best opportunities for you to do great things or to have great moments, or even beyond that, and when you have those tough times, how to kind of see your way around that obstacle into something that is more akin to success, and how you persist, persist and resist is kind of the motto that kind of goes on that with Epictetus and some of his thoughts on it. Anyway, enough of the ancient history of Rome lesson right there. But one of the things that they talk about in the book is how the Stoics would try to have this idea, I think they call it the inner citadel. You could think of it as sort of whatever you want, but the inner citadel is this notion of developing your mind in such a way that it is not able to be penetrated, impenetrable if you will, from outside forces, outside influences, the whims of the day, the emotions you feel in any given state and time. To put it in the most cliched way possible, your mind becomes a steel trap. And it's basically this idea that regardless of what's going on in the world around you, inside here, you've got your fortress, you're strong, you're determined, you won't be swayed by events that just seem to be swirling around you, because you've got your toughness, your resilience, and your will always up here, anytime, no matter where you are. And what was interesting about it was the point that Holiday was making in the book is you're not born with that. Nobody innately has anything like that. You have to develop it over time. That's why some of these Stoics sort of thought of themselves as almost mental athletes, because they were working on developing in that and really honing it as much as possible. And I think that's an interesting thing. And I know it's something I fall into, and I know other people also fall into it as well. Let's just say you put in that work and you've ascended up the mountain peak, so to speak, and you're at the top, you're at the pinnacle, and you've achieved this moment. Like, yes, I feel tough, I feel ready to go. Things will not sway me. I'm in a good place. I've arrived. Have you? Have I? Because when you reach that state, right, and if you want to get into another cliche, it's the destination, it's the journey, not the destination. Just because you got there isn't at all the same kind of thing as staying there and maintaining that. And maintenance is one of those things that's really kind of fallen into disfavor, I think, in some ways, because we live very much in a world and a time when things are developed so quickly and moved up, and it's all .com and social media and bring things to market so fast, quickly and to fail fast, which has its own value, by the way. But once you get to that point, you've got to do the things to actually upkeep it. And yet I feel that a lot of people want to feel that they get to that point and it's just going to be great. I mean, think of it this way. Do you think if you achieved some really nice moments of contentment and happiness when you're 25 years old, that you're just going to sit back and be like, whew, awesome, happiness, yeah, I'm going to freaking ride this out for the next 65 years. This is going to be amazing. I'm glad I hit this so early. No, of course not. That sounds completely ridiculous. But I think we sometimes get to that point that you find some joy in your life, or contentment, or peace, or happiness. And those are great things. But you have to maintain them. You have to be mindful of them. You have to think about them. You have to work on them consistently over time. And truthfully, to be as successful as possible on those, I would posit to you that you have to enjoy the process of working on those things. So, decided to keep the message fairly simple today. And I think if you took the flip of it, just because you're in a negative state doesn't mean you're going to stay there forever, but you probably will need to work to get out of it. It's not like you're just going to wake up and suddenly the sun is out, rainbows in the horizon, unicorns frolicking across your front lawn. I mean, if you have that, that's, not gonna lie to you, that's pretty sick. But that's what you need to think about. What are the things that you can do consistently on a daily basis to get to these points, right? It's the process. To sound very much like Alabama head coach Nick Saban, it's about the process. The things you're doing each and every day so that when the slings and arrows of the day and the tough moments come, and they will come, you're prepared for them. And you persevere through them. And you get to the other side and you get back to your good place. Because over time, you've developed your own inner citadel. So don't fall into that myth of arrival. It's so easy to think that we're going to just get there and stay there. And if you believe that, you just won't. So for your sake, for my sake, for all of our sakes, don't buy into that hype and try to focus on trying to do those little things every day. Steel Trap, it's your best friend. Kevin Kuzia, fierceandmighty.com.